this mess. So in an earlier video, I had shown that we have wild blackberries or raspberries, whatever they are, and we do. This is them right here, and you can see they're spilling out. And I have decided that I don't like this spot here, and I will tell you why. The main reason is because it is a chigger fortress or something. I don't know. There's chiggers in here. I've never had a chigger bite in my life, and I got bit by chiggers recently, and they're horrible. Okay, I'm going to tell you that. When I lived in Georgia, they have fire ants down there. I've got stung by the fire ants, but it is not like the chiggers. So this is going to go. And I've started working on it here. I'm just basically at this point cutting back all this tall stuff so I can see what's in here. Because there are some things that I want to keep. Like, they've done blooming, but this right here and this, these are some kind of iris. I don't know exactly what they are. And these down here, these bloom too. I don't remember what it's called. It does get a flower on it, and it's not something that we see a lot of here in the United States, but I did some research and found out that I want to say Vietnamese cooking, they use it for something, I don't know. And then over here, they're kind of on their last legs too, but we have some bee balm. They're going. This smells so good. Oh my gosh, you guys, this stuff smells good. But you can see, like, it's all been overtaken by these raspberries. And then I don't even know, these might be Candace's trellises in here. I have to find out. But yeah, I'm going to take it out because it's just too much work for what you get versus the chiggers. And yeah, so if you want to know about chiggers, basically chiggers are these little teeny weeny itsy beeny tiny little red insects that look like spiders. That in itself is enough to creep you out, right? There's another trellis. They're hard to see, and they get on you, and they go for the tender spots. So anywhere where you have a fold in your body, like under your arms, around your legs, the waistband of your clothes, and they hang out there and they bite you. And some other places that you just don't want to you don't want to be bit there. They're nasty, okay? And the itch seems to go on forever and ever and ever. And so my comparison to the fire ant is thus. Yes, a fire ant, first of all, you can see them. You can see an anthill most of the time. So if you got any common sense, you're not going to step on an anthill. Second thing is, unless you step on an anthill, they're not going to swarm you. You may get one or two, because I've had that. Mostly what I've had, my experience is like, I'll pick one up while I'm walking, and most of the time I've been bitten around my ankles, where my sock was, but I've had one bite me like in my waistband before. And they get this little, with the fire ants, they get a little, it looks like a pimple, gets a little pussy spot on the top, and then it dries up and it heals, and it doesn't linger on itching for weeks like the chiggers do. And that's why I say that, like, you don't even see the chiggers. At least you can see the, well, look at that. At least you can see the fire ants and avoid them. But the chiggers, you can't. That's some kind of lily. I didn't even know in there. Most of those lilies are all done, and something's in there. Yeah, I'm going to clean this out. It may take me the rest of my life, but I can't stand it anymore. And I don't like the chiggers. So, that's that. But there's some berries that's on the verge of ripening. And they're tiny, and I'm not going to lean in there to show you how big they are compared to my hand because I just don't want any more chiggers. So I'm done.